Good morning.
Coach, you spent time coaching in Ottawa for
Yep.
a few different teams. What did that city and that time mean to you?
I had a really good time, especially with the 67s. I think we had a few great season there, and I had great memories. I have two of my kids still live there, so GP's in Ottawa U. My daughter works for Revenue Canada, so they still live in Ottawa. So the city means something, but the Senators are long gone. I think they're about maybe 6-7 people who I still know from the organization from back then, but I still have a good link with a sports staff there, Johnny and Alex and all the medical staff and the equipment staff. I've been with Hockey Canada, won a gold medal with those guys, so those guys is a little bit special.
I chatted with Yamamoto about what it means for him to be here and all that kind of stuff. Just curious, how pleased is the organization to have a player like him?
Well, I really pleased. Honestly, cannot say it's a surprise because he's been in the league for a while and he's been really good and he's been successful. But at the same time, when you look at our picture after the draft, the depth we had up front and stuff like that, we invite Yami on the PTO. And he's been nothing but great for us. So, like I said, after the training camp, he might have been one of our top forward during the camp situation. There's a lot of guys who earn. I had a conversation with OB at some point, and OB the start of the season, and that's what OB told me. He said all the guys who were in the fight for a job had a great training camp, and I said, "You're bang on." That's exactly what happened. But Yami was excellent. So it took a little bit of time for him to have a break, but I think he was really good last game.
Is Bjugstad still ready to return next week? And if so, where
Yeah.
do you see him slotting into the lineup?
Well, in hockey, a week it's like a year from now, so we'll figure it out. We have a few games since he's back, so there's a lot of things can change back then. So I'm not looking that far ahead. You're too ahead for me. I stay in the present.
Any lineup changes on defense tonight?
No lineup change.
How did Yamamoto compliment Michelli Saturday night, and how did Michelli compliment?
You know what? That was good to see the chemistry between those two guys. I think Chelly's a smart hockey player offensively, has a great high IQ, and having Yami with him, I think they complete each other. They saw each other. They made play to each other. You could see the excitement in those two guys to play together. So that was pretty good. And they have the big body of Stanny playing with them, go to the net, and he has a great shot. He's playing well defensively, which Yami and Chelly can do as well, play well defensively. So I think give us a reliable line who can play big minutes. It's important because you have Stanny, who's one of the best penalty killer in the league, one of the best face-off guy in the league. So you want to be able to use that guy in those situations. If he plays with guys who cannot play big minutes defensively, but now you lose a little bit of a flavor of Stanny, and you can for sure throw Stanny with other guys, but it's when you want to have some rhythm, it's good to have a line like them. You saw the game; they finished the game, and in a 1-1 game, they were on the ice in the last minute of play. The last game, that's because they played well first, and second, they're trustworthy. So that I think it's important to have that kind of a fourth line.
Coach, how important is that going to be tonight? Following up on what Matt kind of said, how important is that having that big fourth line and also the third line as well, Krause, Kerfoot, and Donner? Like, how important are they going to be defensively for you guys here tonight?
That's every night. I think we talk about the strength of our team is the depth, especially up front. We use that depth to have energy. If you look the way we spread out the ice time, it's for us. We want to be a hard-working team, but in order to do that, we need short shift. We need to roll everybody. We need to have pace. We need to get everybody involved. So I think that is crucial. Last game it's two defensemen who scored for us. tonight, who knows? The offense can come from anywhere in our lineup, and that's the strength of our team.
Same vein with chemistry and pairing. What went into the decision of pairing with Sergachev and Kesselring, and what have you seen from that dynamic?
Yeah, I think Kess has a really good start of the season. Kess has all the tools. We talk with him a lot about his consistency. When he keeps his game simple, when he moves the puck quick, he's really, really effective. But in order to do that, he needs to be emotionally at the right spot. And right now he is. And I think Sergei, I don't know if you know this, but he has a little bit of ice time. So you need to have a guy with him who can log that kind of minutes. It's not everybody who can play that many minutes. It's not just to play well; it's to play that much well. That's another thing. And to be honest, right now in our lineup, we have only Cass who can play that number of minutes, who has that physical ability. So I think that is a good match. At the same time, I think Cass earned it. And I think as well, it went a little bit deeper. Colsey's playing right. He's used to play right, played right in the past, played right last year, played right a little bit for us this year, and playing with Valley on the second pairing, we thought that will be a good setup as well. And same thing for Bert and Coley. We like to have a veteran with Coley. I think Coley's a great skater. He has good ability. He needs kind of having a guy who stabilize him as a veteran with him. I think that's positive. Play with Colsey a little bit earlier in the season. I think that'll help him tremendously. So we want to keep the same recipe.
And then separately, with Kevin Sullivan having such success at the face-off, what value is that added to what you guys are trying to do on the ice?
It's enormous. It's end of the game, end of the period. Timing in the game. Certain play, like if you look Ottawa, they have certain guys who are really, really good on face-off. We will need Stanny to have a solid night. And when you don't have that weapon, now you play against guys who are really good on face-off. Now you're kind of whoops, okay, we're exposed here. You have no answer for that. So us right now, with having Stanny on the right side, that help a lot. And that help our lefty as well, because now Barrett Aiden doesn't have to take 7-8 face-off on the right every night. He takes 3 or 4 on the right side, so that'll help him a lot because most of his face-off he's taking is on the left side to help his percentage. And it's the same when you go with Curfew or even our Cools and Boehner are 2 young guys who will be successful on the face-off dots eventually. But right now, having the opportunity to take most of their face-off on the left side, that helped them a lot. So Stanny, kind of a offload for the other guys.
Coach, what's kind of a goal or objective you want to see out of your team tonight? Being that this is still kind of early on in the season against a really speedy team like the Senators.
Well. For us, it's consistency. We did a really good job against the Bruins. Doesn't mean anything anymore. So now, can we as a young team move on? Can we just stay in the present? Can we stay humble and be urgent as much as we were against the Bruins? That's a challenge for us. So it's just another day. Yesterday we had a great day of practice. Now today, let's make sure we're up for the challenge. The Senators are a good team. They defend really well. They're really good against the rush. They're really good on the inside. They can skate with the puck. There's a few adjustments we'll make, and we need to be up for the challenge.